here. California is about to change the entire trucking industry all throughout America. We're already starting to see it with large companies such as Yellow. They're laying off 22,000 truckers. They just got a $700 million bailout from the government, and they're unable to pay it back. They're losing money hand over fist. You have many other companies such as FedEx issuing layoffs, DHL. A lot of companies are now issuing massive layoffs in the trucking industry. I think we need to pay attention to what's happening behind the scenes, because the next 4 or 5 months, as these new regulations start to roll out in California, it's going to impact everybody nationwide, because 1/3 of all goods that come in to America are coming through Long Beach or the LA port. Look at what's going on. Form an opinion for yourself. I believe this is going to be extremely inflationary, and I think that nobody's talking about this, but soon you're not going to be able to not talk about it, because prices are about to go through the roof. Guys, John here. California is about to change the entire trucking industry all throughout America. We're already starting to see it with large companies such as Yellow. They're laying off 22,000 truckers. They just got a $700 million bailout from the government, and they're unable to pay it back. They're losing money hand over fist. You have many other companies such as FedEx issuing layoffs, DHL. A lot of companies are now issuing massive layoffs in the trucking industry. I think we need to pay attention to what's happening behind the scenes, because the next 4 or 5 months, as these new regulations start to roll out in California, it's going to impact everybody nationwide, because 1/3 of all goods that come in to America are coming through Long Beach or the LA port. Look at what's going on. Form an opinion for yourself. I believe this is going to be extremely inflationary, and I think that nobody's talking about this, but soon you're not going to be able to not talk about it, because prices are about to go through the roof.
Yellow, a less than truckload or LTL carrier, was known for offering some of the cheapest rates in the trucking sector. Their downfall coming just 3 years after receiving a $700 million bailout loan from the U.S. government, a move that will continue to impact taxpayers. Here with us now to talk about the ripple effect this could have on the economy is Todd Spencer, president and owner-operator of Independent Drivers Association. Todd, thank you so much for being here with me this afternoon. Let's start with what's happening now. What is this going to mean for the economy and for taxpayers?
Well, certainly today is a sad day for the 30,000 employees of Yellow Freight. This was one of the old line carriers that at one time, among the group that at one time were the biggest players there was in trucking. That all changed with the Motor Carrier Act of 1980 that basically economically deregulated trucking and kind of created some of the fallout that we're still dealing with today. In that it's a tough business. Oftentimes it's a predatory business. Yellow's problems are long-standing problems. They weren't just made.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost.
Hey, Shalom, Akim, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, Kakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone and Ruwell. Peace and blessings and salutation to the hopeful elect. News in the gospel broad, lifting up the standard. Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is just a quick lesson through the spirit. Going into this whole trucking industry layoffs. One source said 22,000. Other source said 30,000, but it's still around the same lines. As we know that this economy, this bear market that we're currently in, is getting ready to collapse. And all hell getting ready to break loose in America, because like the first guy stated, he said, look, when this does happen, he said prices are going to go up. And if you look at the price of gas has dramatically went up within the last week, even though, the prices fluctuate. But this is just a sign of a economy that's getting ready to fall, a society, an empire that's falling. And us hearing the truth, we constantly report on these things because, it's our job to warn the people and to, hopefully, repent for them to mentally prepare themselves for the hell that's getting ready to break loose in America, man. You see, it's not going to be a pretty thing. It's going to be a horrible thing, a bad thing. And people ain't ready for it, man, because they're constantly being bombarded with all this entertainment. Like, you know, you had this big distraction over the weekend with this whole Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford fight. You know, everybody's talking about it. You know, everybody's asking what happened. Is it going to be a rematch? When you actually study the consensus, you study Errol Spence, clearly he was, you know, and people are using this as an excuse, but when you really think about it and you suffer dementia, well, people with dementia, when you look at the movements and the lateral movements, you can tell that the guy was suffering from some type of brain damage prior to coming into the fight. It makes a lot of sense observing the way he was moving in the ring, because he seemed off, his balance seemed off, his footing wasn't on point. And I notice a lot of times that people with dementia, a lot of times they can't move lateral, meaning side to side, but they can only go back and forth. It's funny how the brain works, man. It's literally like a computer. But once those neurotransmitters were shut down due to that damage he sustained in Iraq, it was pretty much, the dude really shouldn't be fighting again. He shouldn't even have the last fight with Ugas, because he was easily distracted. But see, it's things like this that people are talking about, the world is not paying attention, because they're trying to figure out X, Y, and Z. And it's simple. The guy has brain damage. I mean, you know, once you pay attention and you look at it, it's like, oh, well, it makes a lot of sense now. I see why he was getting his ass whooped. He couldn't, wasn't literally there, like literally blacked out, you know. But regardless of that, man, neither here nor there. This is what the world is talking about. But yet you have all this turmoil that's basically getting ready to come to the surface, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to catch this world off guard, because once the trucking industry shuts down, like a guy said, a third of the goods, I believe, come through Long Beach. Like back in 2020, before the you-know-what shutdown, during the time of the shutdown, Slovakia, you notice that all those vessels and so forth were just sitting off in the coast or sitting off in the oceans. And then I believe you had that one particular cargo ship that kind of got caught up. I think it was like the Suez Canal, if I'm not mistaken. Allegedly, it was kind of stuck or adjacent, like to the point nothing else can move through. These all are done systematically to bring about hell on the planet Earth and to bring about a chaotic situation, man. Okay, because they want everybody to bow down and take that micro C hit. You know, and you got to understand the plans of the devil. Like the Lord gives us the playbook on what to expect from this devil, so we understand the moves he's gonna make before he make them. Okay, so I just got a couple of precepts real quick, man, because I looked up some things too, because I remember they were speaking about this company a couple of weeks ago and how they may have laid off and how they filed for bankruptcy and they're not gonna be able to pay it back. Well, you know, allegedly, I thought they did away with that. I'm thinking that they was up and running, but it says trucking giant shuts down operations. Trucking company Yellow's collapse puts billions of dollars in business up for grabs for short haul. It says, what pushed Yellow Trucking Company to the point of bankruptcy? Trucking Yellow Farms collapse leaves freight business for grabs, man. You know, so somebody can come in, bail it out, buy it out, or whatever. You know, but nonetheless, they're pretty much through. And many more to follow after that. JB Hunt, you know, all these other trucking companies, they're all getting ready to fall. Because back in the day, shit, trucking was the business. You know, like I had an uncle and an auntie that went into trucking. And they're still in it, you know, don't know how good they're doing, but, you know, he was making good money, you know, to sustain the life he wanted. And plus, you know, he come out of the, you know, the streets and stuff like that. So, you know, it makes a lot of sense, but nonetheless, he was able to maintain his career up until this point, but it's not looking too good. Okay, so it says the collapse of Yellow punctuates a sharp decline for the U.S. freight market coming out of the you-know-what. It says, as a shifting consumer habits have weighed on e-commerce shipments and caused industrial production to decline for a second month in June. So it's not looking good, especially when you're going into these different quarters of these fiscal years. It's not looking good. All right, so let's go here to the book of Habakkuk 2. And I'm going to start at verses 1. It says, and I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, write a vision and make it plain upon tables. That he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, okay? So that means that the vision is for a set time, okay? a set time, meaning that it's going to happen at a specified time when the Lord ordains. Okay, so it says, and not lie, but it says, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry, and now things are speeding up. I mean, literally, shit, what is it, August 1st? No, wait, 29, 30, 31, yeah, damn. Yep, today is August 1st. Yesterday was, it's not even, I think yesterday was the anniversary of my father, of my father's passing. Yep, the 31st, I forgot all about it. Wow, that's how time runs. But regardless of that, man, time is speeding up. So these things are getting ready to happen more frequent. Okay, we're seeing Jake becoming more rebellious. The women is blatantly exploiting the whoredom, literally online, talking about which zodiac sign got the biggest rods, and you know, all these women is giving their opinions, which they shouldn't have an opinion on different rod sizes, but that shows you the degradation and the morality decline in Babylon, man, which they never had morals, but it's worse than what it started. You know? So anyway, next precept here, Zephaniah 1, and I'm gonna start at verses 10. And it says here, and it should come to pass in that day, says Yahweh, that there should be a noise of a cry from the fish gate, and howling from the second, and a great crashing from the hills. And how ye inhabitants of Maktesh, for all the merchant people were cut down. All they bear silver are cut off. So all you business people, you CEOs, you business leaders, you CEOs, you people that got in power unjustly, you're getting ready to take the hit, okay? Because the elites, really, they don't need you anymore. Okay, and the ones that the elites are using, like Bill Gates, Bezos, this guy's name, Warren Buffett, these lower level luminaries, basically they paid them out already and said, but look, we're gonna close the door on your businesses, but we're gonna give you a $265 billion payout, and we give you $10 million a year after that. You know, you cool, you ain't gotta work again, but yet their businesses went bankrupt, which is gonna be an effect on the rest of the economy because prices gonna go up. People go there to shop, you see, and the fact that people ain't having access to the goods, not access to the goods and the things that they need is going to cause tension, especially when a roll of toilet paper that was once a couple of dollars a roll, you know, or depending on the pack you buy, when toilet paper is like $100 a roll, then people are going to literally go batshit crazy. They're going to start looting stores. They're going to start robbing stores, robbing people. While Esau is sitting there in his bunkers laughing at you people's misery, man. And that's the times we're in. Okay? That's why it says, and all the people that bear silver are cut off, man. Okay? These businesses. And once the trucking industry go, that's going to hurt a lot of people, man. Okay? Because people depending on trucks and freight trains and ships and cargo. I mean, in order to get it to the country or throughout the country, or you bring it to, in order for you to get it transported throughout the country, if it's by boat or ship, they got to bring it over here first, and then they dock it, and then somebody loads up a trailer, and then they take these specified goods to the different places that they're scheduled to take them to. Okay, even with train. And eventually, a train yard, a trailer, or a truck is there to load these things up and to ship them to where they need to be. You know, you don't have trains delivering boxes to your house. That's what truckers do. But nonetheless, once the trucking industry go, then everything else goes, because then once the trucking industry lose business, then the training or the freight yards, they start to lose business. They start to slow down. Then the ship ports, they start to slow down. So it's like a domino effect, man. One judgment after the next. Okay, matter of fact, let's get that in Ezekiel 7. Ezekiel 7, and I'm gonna start at verses 25. It says, destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none. Mischief shall come upon mischief, and rumor shall be upon rumor. Then they shall seek a vision of the prophet, but the law shall perish from the priests and the counsel from the ancients, man, okay? But the point, it says, mischief upon mischief, rumor upon rumor, okay? To the point that these things are going to be a relevant thing. All right, when you're not able to go to Walmart or Family Dollar or Dollar Tree or Target or Target, as they call it, or you know, these other stores, then, you know, it's going to be a problem. Then you're going to be reduced to online shopping only, from your Amazons and, you know, your Walmart orders online, and, you know, your particular vendors online. But everything else is going to be shut down. A lot of box stores, a lot of wholesale houses like Costco, things like that is going to be shut down. Okay, like in Chicago, they had something on 71st and State Street called the Wholesale House. If you was known to start in-house candy stores or restaurants in-house, what you do, you go to the wholesale market. You get you a pack of 100 pizza puffs for like $20, okay? So therefore, you make a profit. You sell a pizza puff, $2.50 a can, and then you have like 100 in the bottle. You can easily make over $250 doing that, man. And you just paid $20. But things like that are getting ready to shut down because you're not going to be able to buy in bulk like that. So and it says here, mischief should come upon mischief, and rumor should be upon rumor. Then they should seek the vision of the prophet, and the law should perish from the priest, and counsel from the ancients. Okay, meaning that the men of the Lord, we ain't gonna be out here we ain't gonna be out here talking to you no more, because it's gonna be a famine of the word. You got to get this truth while you can get it. Okay, you get this understanding while you can get it, because if not, then you're gonna falter under pressure, man. All right, it's gonna be a lopsided fight. And you ain't gonna have no brain damage to justify the Most High whooping your ass. He just gonna whoop your ass because you ain't listen. You know what I'm saying? That whole boxing politics shit, that's crazy how they send a man in there when he's not mentally conditioned to win a fight. They did the same shit to Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali had no business boxing that long because he had dementia. And honestly speaking, I'm not even making excuses for Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? I like Crawford and him equally on the same footing. I'm not even making excuses for Errol, but if you pay attention to the way he was moving, that's clearly a person that's suffering from fucking brain damage, man. Getting hit with shots you normally would get hit with. It was more into it, and that's why them doctors and them Amalekites was there. Nobody knew that, see? I was like, oh shit. But regardless of that, man, this is time we're coming in. It's gonna be what they say, deleterious time, not good time. You Jakes, man, you better get it together. All right, I got one more precept, then we'll end it. And I like to use boxing or fighting analogies, as the brothers know, quite often, because I like to, give the analysis as to relating to the scriptures, because Paul related boxing to the scriptures as he's going into one that beateth the air. The person that beats the air is basically, you ain't hitting it nothing. It's basically shadow boxing. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing boxers do well. They shadow box, they get their foot movement and their repetition and they rhythm down pat. Paul used that analogy of beating the air, which is shadow boxing, But regardless of that, this is the book of 2nd Ezra 16, and I'm going to start at verses 38. It says, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, notice it says son, not daughter. It says 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains can pass her womb, which pains when a child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come up out of the earth, upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon on every side. So when everything goes to shit, people are literally going to start to mourn. They're going to start to panic. They're going to panic buy. Like, I forgot what country it was. It may have been India or something like that. But everybody is out there panic buying now because certain things are being taken off shelves. You see, like when the whole pandemic hit in 2020, these these idiots here, they was buying all this toilet paper up because they know they was going to be quarantined to the house for a couple of weeks or months. However, yet people wasn't buying food. They wasn't stocking up on food. They was buying. People was literally fighting on toilet paper. Show you how crazy the social conditioning of America is, man. That's why I say, man, if you're hell-bent on the TV all day and you all into these shows and you all into the entertainment, I mean, just something from a simple commercial, bro. It's literally, bro, it's all programming, man. Like I said, everybody's so flabbergasted on this boxing match, man, of this weekend, which it was a one-sided fight. When you really think about it, I mean, it's simple. The dude was suffering from fucking brain damage, man. You can see it in his face. But regardless of that, people making a big deal out of it. Like, oh, man, Spence, Bud fucked him up. Yeah, he did get fucked up. I mean, shit, if I'm having an episode in the ring and I don't know what's going on, I'll get fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So but people are distracted by that. They're going to be talking about that for months to come, Why all hell is getting ready to break loose. You may go to a heavy title fight and all of a sudden the Most High may do an EMP, the whole arena go dark. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden you hear shots in a hallway. People are going to start to panic. They're going to start stumbling over each other, and that'd be bad, man. You know, you into some type of arena with over 60,000 people, and all of a sudden you have an invasion, people shooting, and you trying to get out of the damn arena. Esau ain't going to be able to restore order to a bunch of people that's panicking, high, and drunk. It's not going to happen, you know. But anyway, it says, "O my people, hear my word and make ye ready to the battle. And those evils be as pilgrims upon the earth. And he that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away. And he that buyeth, as one that will lose. And he that occupieth merchandise, as he that have no profit by it. And he that buildeth, as he that should not dwell therein. And he that soweth, as if he could not reap. So also he that planted the vineyard, as he that should not gather the grapes. And they that marry, as they should get no children. And they that marry not, as the widowers. And therefore they that labor in vain. And for strangers should reap their fruits, and spoil their goods, and overthrow their houses, and take their children captives. For in captivity and famine should they get children." Okay, and they that occupy their merchandise with robbery, the more they deck their cities, their houses, and their possessions, and their own persons, the more will I be angry with them for their sin, says the Lord. So it's judgment out here, man. The Lord is getting ready to make the move, bro. You can feel it. But anyway, with that, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor that is due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. And with that, Shalom and the Bible Ball. Shalom.